Okay, so in this example, we're going to be creating a series of LED patterns that are going to be triggered by touching one or more of the bottom sensors along the main board. So that array of sensors on the bottom of the board, we're going to use those to trigger the LED displays. Okay, and so to do that, we're going to create a listening program that's looping over and over again. So the while block is going to be creating that loop for us. And inside the while block, I'm going to put an if statement. And this if statement, we're going to look for a condition where just one of the bottom sensors is triggered. So we have a choice of several bottom sensors. Just to be aware, 3 and 4 are actually one sensor together. So 3 and 4 have to be checked together to be the middle sensor. So let's do that first. We'll have one middle sensor that you'll touch to trigger an LED pattern. So here's our if statement inside of a while loop. And inside of our if statement is where we'll put the LED pattern. So I'm just selecting an LED block, placing it inside of the if statement. And then I'm going to give it a certain pattern. So my pattern is going to be fairly simple, just going from the center to the outside of the LEDs. So I've selected 3 and 4 for my very first part of this, I guess you could call it an animation. And then click delay, add a delay block, and make this a very short delay. I'd say maybe 0.1. Okay, 0.1 seconds. That's 100 milliseconds. And then another LED block. And I'm going to go to the next two on the outside. So 3 and 4 I went first. Now I'm going to do 2 and 5 and add another delay. Again, 0.1. And you can make your delays whatever length you want, and you can do whatever pattern you want. This is just an example. So another LED block. I'll keep working my way from the outsides. So now 6, from the insides to the outsides. 6 and 1 now. Another delay. Again, 0.1 second. One more LED block to finish this pattern. And then, because it's going to loop, I'm going to put one more delay below this LED block of 0.1 second. And that way, when this loops back to the LED block at the beginning, we'll see a smooth animation. Okay, so we have one condition. If the middle sensor on the bottom of the board is touched, then we'll have this display of the LED lights going from the center to the outside. And if nothing meets this condition, if we're touching some other part of the sensor, then we won't have anything happen. You'll see a light turn on that corresponds to the sensor you've touched, but that's not part of your animation. So we can actually add a second if statement, and a third, and a fourth, and a fifth, as many as you'd like, really, as long as you're always doing a different sensor pattern. So instead of the 2 middle sensor lights, which indicate really that you're touching just one middle sensor at the bottom, I'll do number 7, so one of the outside sensors. And then again, you can just keep going, doing LED patterns for each if sensor, each if statement that you have in your program. So I have 2 if statements now. I can continue on until I have many different patterns triggered by many different possible sensor combinations. Okay, all you need is an if statement for each new sensor that you want to have set up for this program.